even before, yeah, okay, so even before the aid organization was distributed through the GHF, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, and not the United Nations, the Hamas terrorists were shooting at their own population. When did they do that? Okay, let me explain. The IDF operated in a way that before we entered a certain neighborhood in the Gaza Strip, we notified the population that they need to evacuate. We did that by sending leaflets from planes in Arabic so that the people can read and understand, okay, the IDF is coming, we should go. Where? The IDF told them where. How do I get there? The IDF wrote the road that they should take. And as they were taking this road, the Hamas gunmen were firing, launching mortars, launching RPGs at their own population, trying to prevent them from reaching the safe zones and evacuating the war zones so that it will be harder for the IDF to fight and for them to have a higher death toll amongst the civilians, and then they can blame Israel in the international media. So that's what they did even before the humanitarian situation happened, because back then the United Nations would just send in trucks, and then Hamas would take the trucks and then would sell it or give it to its own terrorists instead of feeding the Palestinian people that need it. Okay? Now, Israel has lowered the number of United Nations trucks to just go into the Gaza Strip, without any accountability. And the GHF is operating multiple humanitarian zones that give food to the Gazan population. Okay? And this bothers Hamas a lot. So what does Hamas do? Hamas is, first of all, causing riots within the Palestinian people, threatening them on social media not to go to these humanitarian zones, and also sending armed gunmen into the crowds that either shoot the Palestinian people themselves, and we've seen some videos of that also, okay? And then on top of that, they are launching and successfully already killed a few aid workers of the GHF, wounding 2 American ex-military, and then also Palestinian aid workers that the GHF is using and employing to help with distribution of this aid. This is what Hamas is doing. That's what they did. And what are they doing? They're using the international media, of course, to blame Israel. Okay, so Israel is firing warning shots. This is according to the IDF at the air. And sometimes, if the Palestinian crowds are getting too close to the IDF positions, yes, they're firing warning shots, and also firing at the crowd if they're getting too close. Yes, they need to protect themselves. That's the orders, and this is a war zone. It's a very complicated situation. And in these cases, Hamas is also sending, sadly, young kids or teenagers to run towards the IDF troops in order to cause them to fire at them, and then also they can blame the IDF of firing at innocent Palestinians. Okay, so this is the situation. It's very, very complicated, but Hamas is the